When you live paycheck to paycheck and times are tough, sometimes it can feel like it is going to be impossible to get out of whatever situation you are facing. So today I was hoping to be able to offer you some encouragement because I have been there, done that, and actually going through it myself. So I just wanted to share some things that I am learning, have learned, and hopes that it will encourage you in whatever you are facing today. So, a couple of Bible verses that have been really helpful to me lately would be in Psalm 55, and it's verses 1 and 2. God, listen to my prayer and do not ignore my plea for help. Pay attention to me and answer me. I am restless and in turmoil with my complaint. Then there's 55:22. Cast your burden on the Lord, and he will sustain you. He will never allow the righteous to be shaken. These verses have helped me so much in the last couple of weeks. They were just a reminder that no matter what I am facing, God is with me, and he will help me through whatever it is. And boy, did I see that the last couple of weeks. So a little bit of a backstory. So a couple of weeks ago, our headlights went out in our car, and we were having to work during the day. Well, during the day, you don't make as much money as you do at night, so we weren't making enough to cover our bills and pay for the lights. Well, it just happened to fall close to my birthday, and so what ended up happening was my mom wanted to send me some money for my birthday. Well, that then in return made it to where we could pay for our headlights getting fixed. Well, then around the same time, we started noticing a sound that was coming from the front end of our car, and we were like, what is going on? It was this loud scrubbing sound, and we were like, okay, well, we know it's not the brakes because we had just had the brakes done the year prior, almost to the day. We got the brakes done on October 12th, and this was, I think, like October 14th. And by the time that I started calling, anyways, it had been doing it for a couple weeks prior, but by the time that I ended up calling, it was like October 14th. Well, I reached out to a few friends before I started calling around, and I reached out to a couple friends and I was like, hey, do you mind praying about this for us? We don't know what's going on. We have no money to pay for it. We were just able to get our headlights fixed, but now we can't drive the car because there's this sound and we don't know what's going on. And our friends were listening and they were like, okay, well, it sounds to us like they were trying to help us. And we just kept praying and praying and praying. Well, finally, I was like, okay, we can't drive it, so I have to start calling around and I have to start getting quotes. And so I called there's a place up the road, it's called Dr. Doug, and I ended up calling him, and he gave me a quote for the wheel bearing. And so I was like, okay, well, now I know how much that is. Well, I was explaining everything to him, and he said, it sounds like it could be your brakes. I said, but we just got our brakes done a year ago. He said, well, if so, then that should be covered under a warranty. So I called Midas. Midas is who we always go to for all of our car needs. We just happened to go to Dr. Doug at the beginning of this year, but typically we go to Midas because they do right by us every single time. They are phenomenal and we love them. So I called Midas and I was like, hey, this is going on. The other mechanic I called thought that it could be our brakes, but we just got our brakes done, and he checked on the computer and he's like, yeah, I see that. So he said, well, it should be covered. If it's your brakes, it will be covered by the warranty. But the labor he said he was going to throw in as well, even though it was passed by a few days, the warranty, he still threw in the labor. And so we took the car. And he comes out after, they took it back and they were checking everything. And he comes out and he said, so it was the brakes. And we were like, what? Like, that made no sense. He said it was the brakes and that's it. That's the only thing it is your front brakes. He said what happened is the back brakes they weren't working because they needed to be clean and adjusted. The front brakes were having to do all of the work. And so that made the front brakes go out. And we were like, what? So he said, so it'll cost you $67 before taxes to get that fixed, that cleaned and adjusted. And we were like, what? I mean, we were blown away. And so, I mean, we had friends sending us money. We had family members sending us money, all to help fix what we thought was the wheel bearing. and to get us closer to getting that fixed. All to find out it was our brakes, it was covered, and the total came to $71 after taxes. So I'm telling y'all all of this because I just want to encourage you and to know that God is so good. And even though we may not know what is going on and we may be building up this big issue in our head, God knows, and He is making a way through everything. He is making a way for you to be able to pay whatever it is you need to pay, or He's making a way for you to have what you need. Again, we didn't have our headlights. My mom was able to help with that. We didn't have our brakes. God provided, and we were able to get that done. So I just wanted to offer that encouragement because I know that things can look just so heavy and like there's no way out but God is good and He will provide the way. So I just wanted to tell you that story because boy, was it a hectic couple of weeks around here. So, if you have a God story, one where you are thinking that there is no way that you are going to get out of whatever it was that you were facing, but God showed up and He provided and you got out of it, then I would love to hear that down in the comments below. I love hearing those, they are so encouraging. So, I want to take a minute here and talk about Selah Oils. I reached out to them because I was looking for a good essential oil company and I absolutely found one. So, Selah Oils is a company that was founded in 2013. They are a Christ centered company and they are the owner. She's not the founder, but she's the owner, Brittany. She is so lovely. I loved chatting with her and learning about her company and just her essential oils. They offer pure oils that compete with several mainstream companies in their level of quality and purity. I'm still learning how to make my home as toxic free as possible, but my very first step is cleaners and diffusers. They offer 10% of their proceeds go to missionaries in Ghana, West Africa. You will not be disappointed because these oils are the best. I absolutely love all of the ones that I got. And I think this company is so wonderful. So if you want to check them out, the links are below. And tell Brittany I said hi. Something else that I've also been trying to work on is my attitude in this season. Trying to just make sure that I am focusing on the things that are important and not focusing on things that it's out of my control. I show up and do what needs to be done, and I can't do any more than that. The rest I have to leave in the Lord's hands and trust that He will provide for what I need. And so I have been just really trying to focus on, okay, what can I do today? I need to do the laundry, or I need to make dinner, or I need to whatever the case is, and just getting up and doing the things that I need to get done because I can't wallow in my troubles. I can't wallow in my problems, and that's not going to help anyone. And also focusing on what is going wrong is just going to cause more and more stress. So trying to focus on the things that I am blessed with. I'm blessed with a loving husband and amazing children. I'm blessed with another day on this earth. I'm blessed with a roof over my head and food in our bellies, and that's all I can ask for. So just trying to switch my mindset and try to focus on what I have and not what I am lacking. So I hope that this gave you a little bit of encouragement. Again, I know when things are hard, it can be easy to focus on all of your problems, but I just want to encourage you to shift your focus on what you do have and not what you lack. Because when we focus on what we lack, things can just seem really heavy and really hard. And when you start focusing on your blessings, let me tell you, you start realizing that you are way more blessed than you actually realize. Again, if you are going through something and you just would like somebody to pray for you, definitely reach out to me. I would love to join you in prayer over whatever it is you're going through. So I hope that this gave you some encouragement. I hope that whatever you are facing today, that you know that you are loved and you're blessed and that God is right there with you. So that is it for this video. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope that if you have made it this far, that you will subscribe if you are new here. And Lord willing, y'all, I will see you on the next one.